Hi everyone, welcome to this video class. This time it's not an online class as the previous 5 times. It's a recorded seminar and it will be a little bit more theory this time. I would like to go through part of history of Taijiquan, and then we are looking about some similarities of the family styles and also about some differences, and try to figure out what different conceptions they have regarding Shenfa or developing Fajin, for example, so that you can get an idea of the conceptions of these different styles. The advantage to make a recorded class is also that I can use some video material that I already have, because I don't know about every style myself, but I have recorded some videos from other styles throughout the past 30 years. And that gives me a good opportunity for comparison. So I hope you will like this kind of class. It's more theoretical, as I mentioned, and but there is a lot of things that could bring you closer to the understanding of what Taijiquan is and where it comes from. So yeah, stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. So to start, let's talk a bit about history. With history, I don't mean legends like the Wudang story with Zhang Sanfeng, but the proven history. And this is this history is concerning the family styles. So what is proven is that Taijiquan originally comes from an area in Henan province, north of Huanghe, the Yellow River. It is the Wen County or Wenxian, where both possible places of origin are located, Zhaobao or Zhenjiagou. The official history is that Zhenjiagou is the origin place, but for me it doesn't matter if it is Zhaobao or Zhenjiagou. It's the region that matters, and so we know that Taijiquan comes from there. We also know that Yang Luchang, the inheritor of Yang-style Taijiquan, learned from Chen Changxin in Zhenjiagou when he stayed in Zhenjiagou, 14th generation descendant from the Chen family, and this is a proven record that Chen Changxin taught Yang Luchan as the first outsider from the Chen family. Later, after a couple of years, he went back to Yongnian country. The Yongnian County, Guangfu region is where Yang Luchan originally came from, and he started to teach there. And he had another student called Wu Yuxiang, and Wu Yuxiang he learned not only from Yang Luchan, because later he went also to the Wen County in Henan and to find a Chen Taichi teacher to deepen his studies, but didn't find one in Zhenjiagou, so he went to Zhaobao and learned from Chen Jingping, which is on one side the 15th generation descendant from the Chen family, on the other side the 7th generation descendant from Zhaobao Taijiquan. So we know that this region, Zhenjiagou and Zhaobao were initially at the beginning of the history, and both had an influence on Taijiquan, as Chen Changxing taught Yang Luchan, and Yang Luchan taught Wu Yuxiang, who also was taught by Chen Qingping. And so the third style that we are regarding in this class is Sun-Style Taijiquan, and Sun-Style Taijiquan is in the Wu Yuxiang lineage. Wu Yuxiang's nephew, Li Yiyu, taught Hao Weizhen, and Hao Weizhen was teaching Sun Lutang. Sun Lutang was already a Xingyi-Chuan and Baguazhang master before he started to study Taijiquan with Hao Weizhen, and this influence of Xingyi and Bagua is also a bit visible in Sun-Style Taijiquan, which was created some years later after he learned it from Hao Weizhen. So this is a little bit the abstract of what we are watching in this class, and and also treating the theory about it. So this is the framework we are working in today. Huh? This is the knowledge we have to understand how it developed from Chen to Yang to finally Sun style. Another style that was created also from Yang style is the Wu style from Wu Jianchuan. Wu Jianchuan's father, Wu Juanyou, already started to study with the Yang family, and later on his sons refined the movements he learned from father and the Yang family, and this is what we know today as Wu style. There are two Wu styles, we shall not be confused. We call one from Wu Yuxiang we call Wu Hao style, and the other from Wu Jianchuan we call Wu style, so that there is no confusion. That's what we are talking about here. Okay, let's start. So, after the introduction, with some views on the history of the developing of the Taijiquan styles, I would like to go into some of the conceptions. In my personal opinion, what every style, Taijiquan or other styles like Xingyi-Chuan or Hongkyun, Fanzi-Chuan, Pigua, and all other styles are sharing is opening and closing. This is a very simple idea in one way, but is executed very different in these styles. So what we are going to have a look is at opening and closing in Chen-Style, in Yang style, and in Sun style, the styles which I practiced more or less in the past 30 years. And so we can see the different ideas also here. And also at the beginning, we are looking it from a very simple way out of the Qigong exercise from my master's Taichi Yangshen Chen Qigong system called Kai He Chuang. So this is the first we are looking at, and then I show some movements from the different styles so that you can compare the idea of Kai, open, and He, close. Okay, so the beginning I make with the Kai He Chuang. The starting is from Hunyuan Chuang, the posture you may know from your standing exercises. When you are standing, you have usually the same position as you are starting your Taijiquan. It's the same idea of the position with the tailbone turned inwards and having a aligned spine and so on. So when we are doing Hunyuan Chuang, we let the energy flow, circulate through your body. And when we are going from Hunyuan Chuang to Kai He Chuang, then we are not opening the hand, but we are opening here also the chest, and we are opening here the qua. So it's an opening with breathing in the same time, and it's a closing with breathing out in the same time. Then the qua is closing and the chest is closing, connected with the spine. We are opening, breathing in, and we are closing, breathing out. So you have seen, it's a very simple movement, but it is very important that you use not only the arms, but you're moving from the spine, connected with the shoulder, the chest, and all that, to open. The same here, the hip is not stiff, here is also with the legs connected, with the back, the spine, tailbone, it is opening and closing. The same idea, connected as usual in Tai Chi movements. So this is the general principle. And now this principle can be found in different styles, executed a little bit different as they changed over the centuries, developed in different directions, but the main idea remained in these movements. So at this we will have a look next. So now I would like to show you an example of Kai He, of opening and closing, from Chen-Style Taijiquan. I'm taking the example when we are coming from Liu Feng Subi to Danbian, and then step into Danbian. Making a step, then we're grounded, stable position, and then we are opening here and here, and closing. Opening and closing. This is the example of Chen-Style. So you can see that when you're breathing in, you're opening, and when you're breathing out, you're closing. And then we breathe in, and sink in to the posture and closing, you also breathing out. This is clearly seen as an open, close movement in Chen-Style Taijiquan. The Yang style is a bit more difficult to see. I take the idea from by He Liang Chi, then going into So Hui Pi Pa. So we have an opening, and then we are going into So Hui Pi Pa or in a closing movement. This is what I personally identify as opening and closing in Yang style. So for Sun style, the opening and closing is very easy to identify, as there are positures with these names called Kaishou and Heshou. So it's already called opening hands, closing hands, Kaishou, Heshou. And usually, but not only, it is before a Danbian position. For example, the Liu Feng Subi in Chen style is replaced by Kaishou, Heshou. So when we are seeing that, Kaishou, Heshou, Danbian. Once again, open hand, closing hand, single whip. So you see the opening and closing movements are a part already of the routine. So here it is clearly connected. So all styles have in common how they are standing. So when we are starting into a Taijiquan position, we are usually standing as wide as our shoulders are. Our feet are looking in direction we are walking. Our legs are not straight, they are bent. Our tailbone is turned inwards, and our spine is in line. Our shoulders are relaxed, loose. And we are starting into a movement. Our hands are more or less on shoulder level before they are sinking down again. And this position is usually the same in all our styles we are learning. We have a little exception with Sun style, but in general we can say the position is like this, but the idea of turning the tailbone inwards and have a aligned spine is also part of Sun style. Just the beginning movement is a bit different from the other styles, but this general basic idea of the alignment of the spine with a turned inwards tailbone, this is also one of these general conceptions that all Taijiquan styles are using, more or less. So here is something in common. So let's have a look now at how some of the general conceptions of Chen style is working for generating silk reeling power, Fa Chen, and this conception is going throughout the basic exercises, but also throughout the routine. So it's important to understand this idea of moving. So the silk reeling exercise of Chen style when we are taking the position like Lanjai is that we are moving our waist, hip, in a lying 8, when we are shifting the weight. So we are, with this idea, we are programming our body for some important movement to generate power later on. This is the idea. When we are now taking the hand, starting from like Lanjai posture, we are sinking down, breathing out, shifting the weight to the left side, raise on shoulder level, and moving the weight back to the right side. While breathing in, breathing out, shifting again, breathing in, shifting back. So we are learning to use spiral just in a small, easy way, together with this movement of the hip, shifting the weight from one side to another. We usually do such exercises on both sides. And our body learns to adopt this special way of moving so that you later can use this way of moving to generate power, force. The idea, when you are using Fa Jing, for example in Yan Shou Hong Quan, you are standing the same way, like the lying 8. And you're using this programmed way of moving for sending your energy into a strike. That is the main idea of how to use this power or Fa Jing into a movement. Okay, so let's talk about the general moving conception of Yang style. It is different from Chen-Style, what we have seen just before. For example, for stepping, the idea is usually to come from a diagonal position and moving in this direction. The back leg has the weight at the beginning, and then you are shifting it while moving forward to the front leg. Shifting the weight to the front leg, you are turning your waist, and then it's going forward. Then the front leg has 70% of the weight, the back leg 30%. When you're moving like that, moving back to the back leg, turning your foot, shift the weight to the foot, then make the step forward, and then shift the weight forward, straight forward. So this is the main idea of generating their power from the posture. Important is that the hip, the heel is always connected with the floor. It shall not turn like that. The hip, the heel is always connected to the floor. Sorry for my English. So when you are doing Lan Jue Wei with Peng, Lü, Qi, An. Our heel is always connected with the floor, so that you can send the power from the hip through the leg into your pushing, and of course it also enables you to generate Fa Jin that way. This is a Yang style conception to generate power. You are connected with the ground. Your turning of the hip gives you more power that you are generate from this conception of using the Shen Fa, the body mechanics. So this is the idea of Yang style. So the last style we are watching, the conception of generating power, energy, is Sun-style Taijiquan. As I told before, Sun Lutang, the creator of Sun-style Taijiquan, already was a master in Xingyiquan and Baguazhang, and he was influenced by that when he created his style of Taijiquan. So the general idea of stepping in Sun style is stepping forward and shift the weight to the front leg, and the right leg is the supporting leg in this step. When we are looking again, step, shifting the weight to the front leg, supporting leg takes just a small step. And you can do this also with the other side. The same. Good. So this kind of stepping seems to be influenced a little bit from Xingyiquan, but unlike Xingyiquan, the weight remains after shifting, remains on the front leg, while in Xingyiquan you are centering in Santishu again, which is a bit different. Okay, so to show you the movement combined with the hands, I do the opening sequence of Sun-style Taijiquan, and so you can see and understand. So, have you seen? You push, and together with the push, the step, and then you have the weight shifted from the back leg to the front leg. This is the general conception of Sun-style Taijiquan. So, before we start to analyze the routines and make comparisons there, we have a closer look at some movements and to compare them, and this maybe will give you some understanding already about the similarities and differences of the style. So let's start with Danbian. Danbian is a common move in every style of Taijiquan, and I do first the Chen-style Danbian, which is shifting the weight from the side, and works with kai he. We have seen that before. So, the Yang style, we know they're working a bit diagonally and shift the weight diagonally. But you have seen there are some similarities, and we also have seen already the Chen-Style Danbian. We have seen the Kaishou, Heshou, and then opening to Danbian. While there are similarities, there are also some differences. At least in Chen-Style it is obvious that we didn't have a hook hand, neither this or this. We had an open hand, and also while we were looking in left direction, so with Chen-Style and Yang style we did watch on the right side in Chen-Style. So already some differences in the execution, but the main idea was almost the same in all three movements. Another posture that we can compare is Yema Fenzong. I start with Chen-Style Taijiquan, Xinjia. Followed by Yang style. And Chen-Style. So you see, there are similarities as well, although some have this part of the forearm for execution, and Chen-Style, for example, has this way of execution for the execution of the movement for the application. Yeah. I also would like to show you the movements, the postures with application, but as you know, it's a bit a problem with the COVID-19 situation, and HE here is not always a help as a good partner, and it doesn't work so well, so I will do that on another occasion when we have contacts allowed again. So, but I hope you have seen a little bit that these movements are not that far from each other as it could be when we are watching a routine. So there are similarities in these styles. I hope it was visible for you to see that in the few movements, few passages we were looking at. So now we are at the point that I would like to analyze the routines. So I will do several parts now from these styles, and for every style I think I would start with the opening movement until Xiexing in Chen-Style or the first Shou Hui Pi Pa in the other styles. So that is the same section, the same part, of these routines, and then I hope I can visualize a little bit how the development of these styles was. Okay. So let's start with the session. First I'm demonstrating Chen-Style, Taijiquan, Lao Lu. The second demonstration is Chen-Style Taijiquan, Xinjia Yilu. The third demonstration is Lao Jia Yilu again, but this time without the Jinggang Dao Dui positures. The next demonstration is Yang-Style, Taijiquan.
武士太极拳是由清朝永年广府人士吴玉香所创。乔松茂老师呢，是中国武士太极拳的第5代传人，他是河北省的政协常委，河北省武协副主席，现任河北省武安市副市长。近些年来呢，有许多国外的弟子呢，纷纷到他的驻地来向他求学。他现在演示的是传统的武士太极拳。李宇科老师呢，今年已经有72岁高龄。他表演的是吴式太极拳。中国武术7段，也是当代武林百杰之一。吴式太极拳的特点呢，就是轻、静、柔、化。
刚才我介绍了无字太极拳，特别大家看这个手法很细腻。看这种单边，它是马步做的。所以我也介绍了这个他的动作起。
Now it's a Chen-Style demonstration. Okay, I hope I could give you an inside view on how Taijiquan developed into the styles we know today. With the comparison of these routines, I hope I could show you that the structure of the Taolo, of the routine, is the same in every single style, but the execution of the movements differs, and there are some different body mechanical conceptions that differ from each other, and so every style has its ideas and its principles, but there are also general principles. I hope I could make that visible. Also regarding the development, it is interesting to see that Chen-Style from Laojia to Xinjia, there were some addings that made it a little bit more complex, while development from Chen-Style to other styles, it made it in some views simpler, more simple. So nonetheless, we can say that every style has good ideas and some things that are maybe in our times not that accurate, but on the other side, I think it's a good exercise to learn something about martial arts and also keep you in good shape and health. For example, breathing methods, postures that are more healthy than common postures. All that I think gives Taijiquan a good tool, to be a good tool to exist also in the 21st century. I hope you enjoyed the class, and hope we will meet soon again in person, so that we also can practice together, not only through online classes and video classes. Thanks for joining, and hope you stay safe and stay in good health. Bye bye.